In this match, you'll see how to deal with a light. More specifically, the other team is going to show you how to deal with the light, because they kill me the way that you're supposed to take out a light. But the game mode is one that you won't see a whole lot of. You see those 5 listings at the top, Gamma and so on. This is a Conquest, so we have to run around the map and just sit on a base for a few seconds to flip it to our side. So you see it's flashing blue, that means we're capturing it. The one that's flashing red is being captured by the enemy team. So I see this one's just about done, so I start to head out. And as I've mentioned before, most teams will NASCAR. That means the team just kind of rotates counterclockwise. So we're actually going against that to go grab a capture point that I am expecting some of their light mechs to go for. That's why I was kind of turning right and seeing if anyone's about to show up. So I didn't see anyone. I kind of thought we were probably safe for a little bit, but just to be a little safer, I try and tuck in behind this large capture point so that they don't have a clear field of fire on me if they do show up. But they still don't show up, so I take off. And this is a very large map, so I spend the next little while just running from one side of it to the other. So both of our teams have 2 capture points. We can't really get that 5th and final capture point because it's kind of out in the middle, so it's difficult to grab that one. Because anytime you get shot while you're in a capture point, it stops you from capturing it for a few seconds. And I turn around and I see an explosion is happening. That's an artillery strike, so I had to quickly try and skirt around it. I'm sort of trying to stay low so I don't get shot at too much, but then there's not much cover right here. Thankfully the guy just barely splashes with his lasers on me. For a laser to deal its full damage, it takes a few seconds, or well, half a second or a full second, kind of depends on the laser. So if you've got a fast-moving target and you try to hit him with your lasers, it takes a while. And like I said, you'll probably just kind of splash it across multiple components and just deal tiny amounts of damage. So anyway, I see this Kit Fox, and one of his side torsos is opened up, or about ready to open up. It's dark red. So I start aiming for that. And I get that side torso, which takes out one of his long-range missile launchers. So I've taken off some of his ability to harass my team, but then I get hung up on the geometry of the building trying to get away from him, and I get shot in the back for my troubles. So I wanted to go back for that guy and see if I could take off his other side, but then I see another long-range missile boat. This one has less close-range firepower, so I decided to go ahead and stick with him, especially when my teammate shows up. So I'm trying to just shoot the guy in the back, but then I start taking missiles in the back. So I'm trying to shoot the bottom, or that bottom part that's sticking out in his middle, because even when they rotate their torso, if you're still shooting that bottom part, you're still technically shooting their center torso. So I was trying to stay on that component. Here we go, picked him up again. And at this point I notice his leg is open. So I was going to try and go for that. So I'm still doing pretty well at this point, but I'm kind of surrounded by red targets, and so I try to bug out. I was holding my jump jets there because when you change your elevation, it just makes you slightly harder to hit. And so you can see my right leg is open now, and I've got this shadow cat chasing me for quite a while. And again, I'm still kind of surrounded by the enemy team. I mean, I should have bugged out long ago. So that right leg is just getting redder and redder, so I'm trying to keep my left side pointed towards the target that's chasing me. But then I see I've got another target on my right side, so I'm like, well, okay, there's no way I'm getting out of this now, so I'm just going to go ahead and take out that kit box from earlier, which I will actually do pretty quickly here, thanks to some help. But in the process, I've lost a leg. I'm about to lose my arm. There goes the arm. I'm just trying to do what damage I can, and then splat, down I go, because they took out my other leg. So I did okay. I got a couple kills. I think I took off a few components. I did 400 damage. Usually, I think in most mechs, if you've done at least 400 damage, you've carried your weight. You know, I mean, unless you're in one of the assault class mechs, you know, where you, in those, you really need to do probably 500 to 600 at least. But for a light, 400 is pretty good. So anyway, we reached our objective of 750 points. So yeah, 2 kills, 400 damage dealt and taken. I think it was 4 components destroyed. I helped with capturing. So even with my 407, I still did pretty well. So I was happy with my score on this.